His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Connaught Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people They all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah, ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court. They got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how Weah had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they can. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
You see that? You see that? You see that? You see what they do? You see what they do? You see what they do? You see that? You see what the States are doing? They're shooting on. You got me? I see what you do. The protest. Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, the God who keeps watch over us day and night from one end to another. We are grateful. Another day again, people, another week. So yes, let's get started. Great people. Lawrence winning, Slipway community. Good to have you on. Hope that you are faring well. A very good Jim brother indeed. Lawrence winning of Slipway, and your block behind the Land Authority. Good. Fatu Konen, Mangibi County, Josh Johnson, Douala, Boyman Benen, Jamaica Road, Patrick Camara, Johnsonville, BJ Clark, Yapa Town, Riverside County, Divine Valley, Beverly Hills, First Street, Philip Kura, UAE, Dubai, Asari Cannon, St. Paul Bridge, Silver, Washington, Broadview City, Boakat Zodua, McLean Street, Bala McLean, Aries Solomon, Keba, behind Batnasville Estate, Stephen Yakati, District 2, Lower Mangibi County, Samson Carey, Batnasville, Queen Town, Ma Juwali Son, Zuba Town, Juje Onewell, DJ Divine Blackest, RIA Highway, Lower Mangibi County, JJ, Maryland County, Prince Coleman, Capitol Hill, 5th Kelvin Bappin, Nimba United, William Derry Wulu, spokesperson, Civil Rights Movement of Liberia, Kogwe Widow, Magibi County, Jeff Comote, District 16, Eugene Jobo, Capital Bad Patch, William Hoff, Plymouth, Minnesota, USA, Manjabeson Kamara, Abu Dhabi, Vinicius Bar, New Town, Claude de Paul, Fatu Sharif. Yes, Fatu, I am doing good as always. Thank God for life and I hope that you are faring well also. Stanley Bosa, Congress City, Yasa Sharif, USA, David Willem, Colorado, USA, Malu Fofana, 20th Street Sinker, Jukonti Chie, Business Center, Orita Jikla, Precious Zia, Your Office, Benita Undebi, Johnsonville, Daniel Tar, Nima County, Bello, that's Bello, or Bella, which one? Please accept either of the pronunciations. Bello, Bella, yes. Bellotier, Jacobtown, Johnsonville, Usman Saul, Gale Street Business Center, Juan Momolo, the same place, Business Center, Gale Street, Rita Christine Hits, Massachusetts, USA, Navarre's M, Toronto, Canada. Good to have you on. Hope that you are faring well. Yes, I know that you are. As evident by your presence on the show. My dear sister Orita Sunday Choir, welcome to. Hope that you are faring well. Maria Ivy, North Carolina, USA, the chairman himself, Roma Rico, Kenneth Ball, Latupan, the reference point chairman, the chairman for life. Yes, District 13, Block 13, Intellectual Centers chairman. Welcome all of you great people to the show another week again. Let's get off Liberia briefly, and then we face what we've got. The Machiavellian theory, Liberia gradually turning into the might makes right atmosphere. We will hear from the Chief Justice, the executive has turned to the judiciary to use it as surrogate. We will look at the Chief Justice statement, the LACC update, the imputation of political sentiment. No, that's not how it goes. The clarification we will bring you from the head of that institution, Councillor Alexandra Zoe, and we go in other areas. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I am told it's holiday, national holiday in Liberia. They say Decoration Day, and then after Decoration Day, another holiday. They say Monday holiday, Liberia, and from one holiday to another. The economy already bad off is sinking. Then they're not looking at, instead of going to the legislature or telling the legislature we need to do away with some of these holidays. Let's repeal some of these unnecessary holidays that Article 27B, they came, they went to say the white people should be citizens of Liberia. You sit down and you accept it. You saw how Robert Mugabe fought how over the years to take the land of Zimbabweans from the white people. You saw what happened in South Africa. So you sit down and allow it to happen. You don't rise up and you just be talking 2029. You don't allow none of those things. We'll get there. But let's see what's unfolding out of Liberia. That's just few of what on our plate for this afternoon. The Nigerian government has condemned the arrest of 42 Nigerian nationals in Zimbabwe, calling for their immediate release or formal arraignment. According to the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, the individuals, all reportedly legal residents, were singled out and detained at a spare parts market white traders of other nationalities were left untouched. NEDCOM described the incident as distasteful, disturbing, and unacceptable, warning that the selective arrests suggest a possible xenophobic action against Nigerians living in Zimbabwe. Or Mozambique, Nigeria is now demanding an explanation from the Mozambican authorities and urging them to respect the rights and dignity of its citizens abroad. Guinea's main opposition leader, Silo Diallo, has said that direct resistance to the country's coup leader turned president is now the only remaining path to change after the authorities dissolved 40 political parties. The authorities accused the parties of not complying with the law, a charge they have rejected. The move comes 2 months after former junta head Mamadi Doumbouya was sworn in as president, following an election that saw some key challengers barred from contesting the election. Doumbouya, who came to power in 2021 after overthrowing Alpha Condé, has been accused of cracking down on democratic freedoms. Ghana has called on the Commonwealth to condemn Friday's missile attack on its United Nations peacekeepers in southern Lebanon, which injured 4 of its soldiers. Foreign Minister Samuel Ablakwa did not say who was responsible when speaking at a Commonwealth meeting on Sunday, but said the bombing was an attack on every principle that the United Nations Charter exists to defend. Israel has been striking Hezbollah targets in Lebanon after the Iranian-backed Shia group said it launched rockets and drones at Israeli city of Haifa last week to avenge the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And as the United States-Israel war against Iran continues, global trade is entering a period of real uncertainty over the price of oil and the impact it is having on economies across Africa. It is just weeks before the World Trade Organization conference in Cameroon. WTO Director General Nkosi Onwiela says African countries need to strengthen intracontinental trade. She told the BBC how the war in the Middle East could affect global trade in her view.
Anything that has to do with war and conflict is very distressing. And first, our hearts go out to all those who are impacted, or who have lost their lives and their loved ones. But as far as trade is concerned, anything that creates uncertainty makes it harder for businesses to plan and to carry on, and it's not good for world trade. Just the sheer physical fact that you cannot have ships or tankers passing through the Straits of Hormuz has an impact. So I think the impact on world trade is there, the uncertainty created for businesses. So all we can say is this is unfolding before our eyes. We don't know where it will go, but we certainly hope that this will end as soon as possible, both for the lives being lost, but also to make trade possible to flow more easily and keep prices down for households and for businesses.
Dr. Ngozi, what do you think African economies should do to buffer whatever shock these uncertainties would bring, especially when it comes to trade and importation of goods?
Of course, immediate actions are not that easy because of what's going on. But I think what we need to do as African economies is to learn lessons on what is going on in the world. And those lessons have to do with the need to look at your own economy and your own region and to do the biggest possible to strengthen your economy and strengthen your region so you can trade more with each other. Look, Africa has the potential to produce so much food. So if we are trading better with ourselves through the accelerated implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, when there are disturbances elsewhere in the world, we wouldn't need to be so stressed out or concerned about where our imports are coming from, because we will be trading with each other and we'll be able to get whatever is missing or things that are missing from what one economy to the other, as much from each other as we can.
Now, Dr. Ngozi, let's talk about relationships. We have seen several African countries go personally and form bilateral trade agreements with major economies. Where do you see the WTO having its stand on ensuring African governments differentiate their relationships with Washington and Beijing to ensure that they are not overly dependent on either party?
Well, let me just use the US as an example for the moment in terms of dependence. Africa has the good luck that it is not dependent too much on the US or China at this moment. Because you're right, one of the critical problems facing the world trading system now is over-dependence of many members on the US for markets and on China for critical raw materials. Africa is not in that position. The continent as a whole, less than 1%, in fact, 0.1 to 0.2% GDP decrease in our GDP growth up to 2030. We've modeled it at the WTO, is the impact of these tariffs. So it hasn't hit us much, but that is good news. But it's also bad news because our trade with the rest of the world, with the US, with China, is not as much as we would like.
That's the head of the World Trade Organization, like Nigeria financial expert Ongonzi Onwuela, speaking to the BBC on the potential shock that could hit Africa if measures are not put in place with what is happening globally, especially the war between Iran, Israel, and the United States on one end. And that's true. Last week, the Ghanaian president, John Dramani Mahama, warned that unless African governments can put a mechanism in place, the shock will have a dire consequences on African economies. Not only was he right, but other countries, including his, have started putting contingency measures in place just in case it gets more severe, that it wouldn't hit his country hard, and other African governments trying not to play politics with it, unlike our country, Liberia, that they started to play politics with it. When you are just nothing, you don't pretend to be. Just accept your vulnerability and hope that nothing happens on the other side so serious that it will affect you. The people here started to present it like they have everything in place or they have control of what is unfolding. The FPRC people soon release a statement assuring that what is happening globally not going to affect Liberia at all. Mr. Wondering, how will you think that way when your Ghana's economy far better, 10 times better than Liberia? Other economies around, African economies, far better, 10 times, 20 times better. We are nowhere. They are trying the best they can, not telling the people, yeah, everything is okay, you don't worry. But they're putting mechanisms in place as better economies as they are. They ain't playing politics with anything, the people. But yeah, we have nothing absolutely. The week before, last week, the FPRC people say, oh, Liberians should not worry. We get enough petroleum on the market. We have enough this. We have enough that. Global issue, what is unfolding will not affect. What happened? They were forced to concede, and they now said that Liberians should brace themselves. Listen, it is not because the person is in power. So everything the person says is the reality. FPRC people can tell you we have sufficient gasoline, but does it match the reality? No. It can be a political statement because they don't want you to portray them as lions. Where we are now, gasoline prices have started to go up. The other clip that I will play as we go on, this one came from the Nigerian expert who is the head of the WTO. The next one, the guy is explaining how countries that are around within that Middle East belt and external, that they have started to feel the dire effect, the dire consequences of potential shortage of petroleum products. Imagine those who are close. Then what about us that feeding on those people? We are at the lowest of the outer layer. The people around, Iran, I think what the guy said, how many billions of oil? So, you know, in Venezuela, one of the reasons America took charge, even though there's the political side, but the oil too, just all those countries around Iran, everywhere, they're feeling it. The guy was explaining it this morning. And he went on to explain how Africa in the coming weeks, if the war continues, how Africa will feel it the most. And what did he say? He described Africa as not being viable, meaning they're not strong. Most of the countries not strong. They're not standing on their own. When he said that, the cold bomb came on my skin and said, hey God, how do people say? Yeah, because listen, the people write to because the very people, they go after, they concentrate so much on political opponents, then stabilizing the economy, then doing, look at ours. Yeah, everything we have, everything, God bless us in a way that we should lack nothing. But guess what? Our economy is the most wretched economy of all African countries. After making BMO FPRC boss, what did he say? Liberians, brace yourselves for the difficulty. Meaning, what he said simply was, they don't have control over it now. The little few that they have, petroleum product have, it can run out anytime. And when it runs out, well, that's it. Also, he was referencing that if people start hoarding me, you get this amount of gasoline or fuel, whatever, you keep it. So when you see that, no way, then you bring it outside, you set a high price, you increase the price by 2 or by 3. Leadership is telling the people the truth so that they adjust themselves and not giving the impression that nothing going to happen. We have everything under control. There is sufficiency of petroleum products, only to come and tell the people that brace yourselves. The people who talking, the experts, the veterans, people that stay long in this economic business, global economy, you just sitting down there by political appointment. You even go in any one of those economic areas. You sitting down as a politician in a technical area to solicit the opinion of experts. You made a political statement. Say, oh, we have sufficient. Listen to the people explaining. Listen to them explaining. I have the other version here. The guy talked about the European countries. He talked about Southeast Asia, you know, all those different continental blocks. Then he came to Africa because Africa is just at the receiving end. How it's going to have a serious impact. FPRC boss, the man gave a hint. So I'm not saying that people should increase their prices. So I'm only saying the man said everything was okay. Liberia was not going to experience any shock. Our little understanding, we're listening to the international people there. We're watching CNN, BBC. We're listening to all the people. They're explaining. They're bringing on the economists. They're explaining the global effect this thing is, the war is having, you know, and the serious impact is going to have. And they continue to lay emphasis on the duration all the time. They say if it continues, every analyst the people spoke to, they say if it continues, the longer it lasts, not only those European, those countries in the Middle East, but it's going to have a spillover effect on Africa. In countries with dead economy like Liberia, the shock going to be too terrible, because Liberia is a subservient country. It's just after receiving. So that's it. You brace yourselves. So you brace yourselves. When you're going somewhere, when the people say, when you are paying $100, they say $150, don't say they're cheating or they want to rob you. Just know that the situation, your FPRC boss lie first. After he finished saying that, then he goes sit down to the Senate to mesmerize those people because they pay. Then let's go to the court. The Supreme Court, the court did open today. As usual, the legal and political speeches were made because legal people, the lawyers, the judges, there, and then the politicians. Joe Boakai is a politician, not a lawyer. The other people with him, politicians. So it was a mixture of lawyers, judges, and politicians. The Chief Justice used today's ceremony to justify the jailing of Prophet Key, moreover, to give relevance and substance to what we said, that the court has positioned itself as a political court to go after people. These are the words of Unity Party Chief Justice. Hear what he said. Chief Justice Yamigbese. He said, the court is open and it will act against any person, underline that phrase, any person who uses vulgar language. The court is also here to discipline society, as was done in the case of Prophet Key. Let me go over again, please. Listen carefully. The Chief Justice, Unity Party Chief Justice, Yamigbese, these are his words at the opening of the court today. And his patron, Joseph Yema Boakai, Yellow One, was there. So he had to say something because this is what Boakai had always wanted. Remember, Boakai said he does not listen to radio because the people can get on radio in the course. So the executive is using the judiciary as the surrogate arm to. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia should not be saying this. The Chief Justice should not be jailing anybody for 6 months because you say the person insult, when the society is inundated with insults of all kinds. But again, that their own Unity Party man, because when he was doing it against the CDC government, they were cheering him up. Anytime somebody doing something and you're cheering that person, you are creating your predator. It's just a matter of time before it comes against you with its predatory prey. Yeah, what he said, listen again. The court is open and it will act against any person who uses vulgar expression or language. The court is also here to discipline society as was in the case of Prophet Key. Let me put this in context for you and then we move on. Very short. The Chief Justice is right with his choice of words. He said vulgar language. If you know what a vulgar language is, the one that Prophet Key was using. What vulgar language is. Stupid is not a vulgar expression. No. Nonsense is not a vulgar expression, except literally you expose. That's why I say, yeah, he's right. He didn't say any expression. If he had said people use any expression, then we'll say no. He said vulgar language. And I know what a vulgar language is. You know what a vulgar language is. That's why I say vulgar language, just to give you an understanding. The one Prophet Key were using, the ones some women then can use on their friend, their fellow woman, women. The one there that you can hear those Zogo then use. The one then that you can hear some men then use on their wife, on other people then. And you know it? Those are the expressions they call vulgar. It is spelled V-O-L-G-A-R. That don't want it. Stupid is not an insult. Stupid simply means insensitivity. And insensitivity means inability to reason well. But it doesn't say you lack your five senses. It only means that you're not putting the right thought as it is required. That's what it is. Somebody can look at me and say, Sam Andrews, you are stupid. I will never ever get vexed with that person. Neither will I say the person has insulted me. The person, by his reasoning, is determining by my output, I am not reasoning well by his understanding. Hence, he reaches the conclusion that I am stupid. So that's not an insult. Not at all. If you have been understanding stupid to mean insult, then it means you have to look at your education, how you acquire it. It simply means insensitivity. God in heaven, the creator, the chief ethicist of society in the whole world, he used the word stupid. He even wanted to use the word fool. He used the word stupid and he used the word fool, meaning describing a person's response, how the person uses his intellect. When you use vulgar expression, when you go to that level, then it is not about reasoning any longer. It is something else. So the Chief Justice is right when he said vulgar language. His second line, why the court dispenses justice, the court looks into matter, the court does not go around looking for cases. Cases are taken to the court and the court adjudicates, or the court gives its judicial opinion. In others, this line, in my opinion, is a political line by the Chief Justice. And I know that he used this line purposely because his patron, Joseph Yema Boaka, was sitting there. If he said the court is also here to discipline society, then we need to ask the following questions. Is Unity Party Chief Justice saying they will not determine? They will not determine. 2, is he saying by his expression or warning or threat, they will put judicial personnel in every place, including homes, to look for vulgar expressions and bring them to him as the Chief Justice so that he sent them to 6 months in jail, because we have a duration of 6 months? Is that what he's saying by this statement? Anybody who uses vulgar expression? Prophet Key, Unity Party, to include Prophet Key, to use Prophet Key, to reference Prophet Key's situation as Chief Justice is to say from a political standpoint, you be careful. It was intentional. It was not so much about what he said it was about his democratic expression. Hence, we have the power. We determine going forward. Anybody in this country who say XYZ, we will determine it at vulgar expression and will send you to 6 months in jail. That's what the Chief Justice is saying. The Chief Justice made a political statement. These same people, when former President Weah went to dedicate the market, was it in Oro, around there? And he raised this issue about people insulting president, and then the government was going to take action. What did these people say in opposition then? They hung on the former president and defied him and said that it was a basic fundamental right. The Constitution provides that no president should threaten. In this case, it wasn't Bouaka who made that statement, but Bouaka was there. The Chief Justice cannot make such a statement. It is purely political with a threat. Saying, and you see how we send Prophet Key to jail? Anybody going forward, we will decide the language that you speak. You get on radio, you say anything about the president, we ain't satisfied with it. You say anything about our United Party people, we ain't satisfied with it. You say anything about somebody else, we ain't satisfied with it. We're sending you to 6 months in jail. So, Mr. United Party Chief Justice, get ready to send as many persons as you can to 6 months in jail. And it's good because it will damage United Party Democratic record. It will be a good recipe to take you up from there before 2029. So thank you ever so much for being sorry to say, except my own professionalism, United Party people, we are in the battle for supremacy 2029. Thank you for saying that because, listen, you stoop so low, Mr. Chief Justice, and it works for us because you know why? Some of your international partners now are analyzing this statement in a way that I know some of them have called you and said, look, come on, you should not have made that statement. You're creating panicking atmosphere. You're threatening people. It's tantamount to stifling free speech. Every statement you made against fundamental rights, democratic tenet, it tarnishes your reputation. It damages your chance of making anything democratic credential for 2029. Already half the country now tired with you because you displaced thousands, you demolished their homes, you're justified to the core, you're threatening people, you're sodomizing people, and no justice whatsoever. Oh, that's good. You think you're making anybody afraid, Mr. Chief Justice? You did not make anybody afraid. Mr. Chief Justice, you only sounded empty. You only sounded empty. So what do you need to do? Put judicial personnel everywhere, including houses. Because since you say it's to discipline society, yeah, what society is? Society is a mixture of people. So put judicial personnel in offices. Because some of your United Party women, yes, some of the expressions they can use in their offices. Put women, put judicial personnel all over, including houses. Because some of the women, the thing that can come from their mouth to the men. Moreover, if you're serious to discipline society, as you said today, you said the court is also here to discipline society. It means that your action goes across. Your periscoping goes across. You will not be partial. But I dare you, I challenge you, Chief Justice, let a United Party person uses a vulgar expression. And who will that person use a vulgar expression on? That you will send the person to jail. So if somebody uses a vulgar expression on me, we on the air, the person calls into the radio station and the person uses a vulgar expression. Is the Chief Justice saying that that person will be called to give an account and go to 6 months in jail for using vulgar expression on the air? Forget about St. Andrews. Because you say it's intended to clean society. If somebody from United Party a supporter of Unity Party, uses a vulgar expression on a sedition or an opposition person who is not a sedition, Chief Justice, are you telling us that you have the urge, you have the balls, you have the spine to go after that person and send them to jail for 6 months? Because you said the court is also here to clean society. That's what it means. That you will not discriminate. Because you want to have a unique culture. You want to have a desirable culture. In having a desirable culture, your action cut across. Not when it is against you, or it's against Mr. President, or it's against somebody from Unity Party. But when it is against a sedition or somebody from the opposition, no. You people sat here. Prophet Key insulted. They say you are saying Prophet Key, man, you say you're talking the code here is to clean society. When Prophet Key, you became Chief Justice, even before you became Chief Justice. You saw all those things that were happening. Did you ever raise your voice? And it's because Bwaka went and say he can't listen to radio, because people can be cussing on the radio, so he wants to be listening to the radio, then you'll say XYZ. Chief, it's good that you made this statement. You're on record. It will damage your so-called record. Hey, good. Who told you say personally, me, I like this thing. I want you to even do more, because the international community cataloging, and we're talking it from the onset. When you came to power, we start seeing some things, analyzing it. Your people, and we show you that when the international community get ready, they can take the time to catalog, to put their report together, all of their things. They get all of their facts, they verify it, they counter check, they balance it before. And we told you the international are going to release. Some people were impatient. They said, oh, the international community was saying anything. I said, no. If you're being in Liberia and following Liberia politics, government after government, they take time to release. When the people got ready and they released their report on the Liberian government, Unity Party government, what they say, and they talk about extrajudicial killings, and they talk about the ruthlessness of the police, and they talk about all of those things, widespread corruption. So, y'all hold on. The people cataloging all the things. The next report, y'all will hear the Chief Justice threat in it. Again, let me tell you, this is how the thing can come. We saw it in past administrations. When you have a person making such a statement or such stature, when President Weah made that statement, these people hung on President Weah. They said every statement coming from the president was a policy statement. That statement that Weah made, that when anybody who insults the president say the action will be taken against them, they argue against it to the letter. They lambasted President Weah. Even the international community had to call Mr. President and say, stop that, retract that. You know what you will be doing in society? You know what you will be doing for your people? You'll be panicking. The next thing, it will go, people will start taking advantage of it and all those things. President Weah, Minister of Information, had to go on the air to clarify that. That's how that thing came down. Since then, you never heard President Weah threatening or saying anything, or his Chief Justice at the time saying anything relative to that. They respected people's rights. They allowed people to express themselves. They did not take anybody and put them in jail and say you use vulgar expressions. These people here in government today, in opposition, they were using vulgar expressions of all kinds, and they were justifying. There's nothing wrong with it. So now they are in power. They say, let's use the Machiavellian theory. Mr. Chief Justice, this is an empty stuff. The only person you are sent to jail for that is the person that you sent to jail, Prophet Key. You can send nobody to jail for vulgar expression, because nobody uses vulgar expression. So you don't get it right. You just impute sentiment. As a lawyer, you take time. Don't make a political statement because you have a politician in Joseph Yuma Bwaga sitting out there, try to please him. And you try to please him on ethnic level because that Kisi man. You don't do that. You can never take anybody to jail for vulgar expression because nobody uses vulgar expression. The only person who was using vulgar expression in this country, Prophet Key, the next person, Yeke Koluba, And even now, Yeke Koluba can use a vulgar expression. I challenge you, Chief Justice, whether you can take Yeke Koluba and go put him in jail for 6 months. Let Yeke Koluba recover and goes to his press conference, his base, as he will call it. Yeke Koluba and use any expression, even against you, the Chief Justice. You can't take him and put him in jail for 6 months. You can't. So let us stop using our power loosely. Because you think you have power, so you should threaten people. You should make statements that will create panic in the country, that people will feel afraid, that other people will start hanging on and going after people. Yesterday, when government officials were making a statement, that the same thing you people were saying, people will capitalize on it, they will go after people. These statements should not be coming from government officials. The Chief Justice is not infallible. No. He's only the presiding officer. It doesn't say he can be criticized. It doesn't say his statement cannot be analyzed. We're not using vulgar expression. We are intellectualizing. Since he said the court is also here to discipline society, as was done in the case of Prophet Key, if you are looking for vulgar expression to jail somebody after Prophet Key, well, I think that is Zogos, then you will go jail. And even you, Chief Justice, you have to protect the Zogos, because some people, they can insult, they can use vulgar expression against the Zogos. So you have people around to catch them and carry them in jail. Why will you make such a statement? Why will you stoop so low, Chief Justice? Why you stoop so low? That is thing you should go say in the opening of a court? Is that what you should say? Come on, man. Chief, what kind of society we have so? Why you stoop so low as a Chief Justice? The court is also here to discipline society. The cases that are in front of you. So, this is not might makes right country, Mr. Chief Justice. No, this is not might makes right country. Neither is it unity party state. No, this is the Republic of Liberia. This is a country that has lived with unique democratic credentials, presidents after president before Joe Walker came to power. Nobody, only 2 persons in this country that always use vulgar expressions. Your Prophet Key, your Unity Party Prophet Key that you sent to 6 months in South Beach. I don't know when he come out of South Beach, whether he will ever support you again. That vote by you forget it. 2029, that Prophet Key vote enough for you. He coming on opposition side. The next person that been using vulgar expressions, Yeke Koluba. Besides that, nobody. The people get on the radio, they analyze. That the people analysis, it can get into your soul, bone, marrow, soul, flesh, skin, can really hear you. Then you say people can curse. There is something they call intelligent vulgarity. Intelligent vulgarity, you use certain expression, but the way you use it, you insulting the person, you going into the person. But only the person who is limited will not know that you insult. That's what they can call intelligent insult. You don't stoop so low again, Mr. Chief Justice. Don't do that. It's not because Bouaka was sitting there. You opted to please Bouaka. The same way Bouaka went to the Capitol building. His second line in his introduction, he said, Capitol has some case, justice must be served. So anywhere that you're working for Bouaka or you're working for the state, because when Bouaka said in someone, you want to please the man. Why would you make such a statement, Chief Justice? Stop, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't give us the impression that you're working for Joe Bouaka. No, we respect you. We hold you in high esteem. Don't do that. It's wrong. This country is not for a few group of people. This is the Republic of Liberia of more than 5.4 million people. Respect people. Don't create a scene that nobody should express themselves. So nobody, as far as I know, no one, nobody on radio, off radio, in gathering, wherever Hatay Center, or you can do a survey. Nobody will ever use vulgar expression. Only 2 persons in this country, Mr. Chief Justice, if you know, let me serve you your information. Only 2 persons, your own Unity Party, Prophet Key and Yeke Kolba. Nobody go and use vulgar expressions. Everybody gave description. Description is where you use words to describe. So if somebody came and said, King's FM, King's FM is this, King FM is that, the presentation is this, is that, they're not insulting. They're not using vulgar expression. They're describing as per their observation. No one has ever used vulgar expression. No one. What you people have not been comfortable with is description. And description can hurt. Let me tell you, description can hurt. Description, if you know words, if you really have words at your lips and fingers, forget it, you can upset anybody. You will not use vulgar expression. You're talking. And you can see it in gatherings. And then it can hear bad way description. That's why they can say, oh, you're insulting, people insulting. Go check the same people. Go see someone that slight cheek. Do you know we can even consider slight cheek as being a disrespectful, bad mannerism. So it's unethical. Some of you people, most of you people do that. No one is clean. Come on. Don't portray yourself as a clean person. Otherwise, you will be exposed just as Jesus Christ exposed those people and said, he who hasn't sinned, he who is clean, let him be the first to throw the stone. Your Unity Party people, your Southern year Chief Justice, look how your information ministry was referring to former President George Weah, Alexander Cummings, and the rest of the people. You don't know that that was wrong? Oh, it wasn't vulgar language. So there was no need to send anybody to jail. Chief, listen, I challenge you, your Unity Party people, you're listening. Nobody, Mr. Chief Justice, if you want to send another person to jail, maybe it will be a Unity Party person. If your target is opposition people, Chief, you're getting it wrong. You will never ever send any opposition person to 6 months in jail. Only your Unity Party people you send to 6 months in jail, just as you're having Prophet Key sitting over there 6 months. And you're shame to get Prophet Key out. You're shame, because people there, they're explaining the discussion you've been having. The way you did it, you're rushed. So how to get Prophet Key out now? You go send somebody just express himself. Then you send a person into 6 months. What the law say? Nobody could even say anything on the law book that this is what the law say. That a person uses such an expression, this is the maximum penalty. It was just by discretion because he is the Chief Justice. And you don't impose your power. You don't use your power to stifle fundamental rights, freedom of expression. What the law say? All of the people that were talking, and they saying, our society, we got to do that, and you can't get on the radio, and you can't say that, and our society. Point to the law that say if this person uses a vulgar expression, this is the penalty 6 months in jail. And what the lawyers then can use that what they call opinion, they call, how they can call it again, you reference A, and they can go to A, then they can go to event that happened before. This time, somebody was sent to jail for 6 months because he used vulgar expressions. So that when you go in a court, you see they can be referencing all of those things. Call opinions. What happened? What was the action taken? What was the position of the judge then? So that they will make a determination in the present case. What's the law? So your goal now, the executive now should be writing, should be sending to the legislature an act establishing no cursing, no vulgar, I don't know how to say it, because that's the next thing you need to do. To curtail or to do away with cursing in Liberia, saying you're saying nobody should curse at all. Do like other countries. Simple as that. Don't be begging the question. Just do a simple. Just how you, Mr. President, go say, my office has submitted to the legislature 3 days. The bill on this, bill on that. The same way, let it be read that the president, the executive, has submitted a bill to the legislature banning all vulgar expressions in Liberia. Anyone caught using the following expression will bear the penalty of 6 months in jail or so and so. Send it to the legislature. But one person should not use his discretion simply because he has the power. That's the Machiavellian theory. It's wrong. It means that anybody can look at a person and use his power and send that person to jail. Yesterday, when government officials were using the power, you people were saying that it was this, it was that, it was that. You're condemning them to the core. Today, the same thing we see happening. You stop that, man. That will be doing it for that. So we'll be looking, Mr. Chief Justice, you are giving us a precedence. You send Prophet Key to jail. Unity Party sent Prophet Key to jail for 6 months. The Chief Justice reiterated that today. He said the court is open, meaning the court ready to send anybody to jail. The expression the court is open. And it will act against any person who uses vulgar expression. We want to know how you will act. How you act. Somebody stands on the street and uses a vulgar expression. Tell your police people, go arrest the person, and then they carry the person before you and say the person use vulgar expression, and you say go to jail for 6 months. The thing you're looking for, that power that you have, you don't know how to use it. You let the power confusing you. Because when you confuse with power, that what do you say? That what do you do? You think you can make anybody afraid to express themselves? What's that? You stop that thing, man. You say you know it all. Then you're stooping so low. You have put yourself on record. You get Prophet Key in jail. Why it is true that your own man, but the way Prophet Key went to jail, your sent Prophet Key to jail was wrong. That's the Machiavellian theory. We get the power. We decide. It's not about the law. It's about what we want. You can't run government like that. That would take us to the coup, the failed coup. Will take us to the failed coup, the political failed coup. The plan isn't going to work. The coup will not work, will not be successful. A political coup. The executive and the legislature, a segment of the legislature called the House of Representatives, came out with this idea of widening the already existing space of the country, quote unquote, development. Nothing much happening. The government failing. Nothing much happening. They're not what people coming in country will do what you ought to do for your people. That coup has already failed. That plan is DOA, dead on arrival. Resist and reject Ellen's Article 27B persuasion. Stand with Article 27B. Stand with Article 27B. Last week, we talk about some of the benefits and some of the negatives, and you saw that the negatives were so strong, so barren. Read the history of Zimbabwe. Prior to Mugabe assuming the presidency, what happened? The same thing, liberalism, open your country, it will bring development. The white people took they took about 80 to 85% of the people land. And as they take land, they are gradually taking the country. All of us know the history is there. Those of you who don't know, you're going to read the history. How Robert Mugabe fought the white to get the land back to the black people. Liberalism is never a good law. Liberalism is the incorporation of different ideas, world orientation, just everything. That everybody flow whichever way. The same way we have here, they say Liberia is a secular state. So they want to change now this whole thing to allow the white people to be coming inside, the white people be citizens. That was Councillor Pierre Brambu, one of the writers of the Constitution. The woman said Liberia should not try that thing. If Liberia tries it, they finish. She told the people they must never attempt to change Article 27B that will allow white people, brown people, green people to come. The woman said it was put there purposely to protect the Liberian heritage, the Liberian identity. And they knew that the people, given their potential, would develop their country. We have people in this country, potential people, look at the country. When you see some Liberian investments, it's just that Liberians don't brag and boast. But there are Liberians here with huge investments, opening up the country. Not white people. The white people that been here, how have they opened up the country? They're responsible for their store. They set their store up. Every revenue, they pay government taxes. They send the other one to Lebanon, to India, to Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. And they get one store standing up. So when something happens, they're gone. What investment they really have here? What investment they really have here? You read Per Brandbu article or reaction. The man said, no. Liberian will not try it. It was put there purposely to protect Liberia's culture, Liberia's identity, Liberia day, Liberia da. The framers of the Constitution foreknew that this day will come. So they inserted that line. They say Negroes. It is a covert game by the executive and the House of Representatives using Ellen as surrogate. Former President Weah, you know what President Weah wanted? Then we will not be in this thing. That the duration of the president, instead of 6 years, it comes to 4. Imagine somebody who already in power, he said that cut it down. That way, as president, you'll be under pressure to deliver. 6 years, you relax. Look at all of the suggestions constitutionally that former President Weah put forth that will have been of great help to this country. The people say no. If you want Article 27B to be amended or modified, then you look at other provisions of the Constitution that need modification. Not only Article 27B, so because your origin has some foreign connections attached. The other people too, Mr. Speaker, and the other people on the other side, executive wise. They get their interest. I say, United Party people, they know how to carry all the plan. They see where the private jet, so when he came on, they wanted to test it to buy private jet for Boaka. Then they sent Dillon in from to go and go talk. Yeah. Look at the people play. They don't go. He know how to portray a go. He say, I apologize. We never knew that private jet was good. Oh, B-Mail, are you highly educated? Then you say, you know what private jet for? They see what they say early to test the water. The Constitution is not cast in stones. Provisions can be modified, but it must be presented like the way they did. It should be like election or pre-election. You have the right. You can alter, you can make changes into the Constitution. You can repeal. Eba. What kind of control we get so that you have lawmakers, then they know their own responsibilities? I can see why you get plenty of mumus sitting down over there. Do you need Ellie or anybody to come and tell you that Article 27B is this and that? You can look at Article 27B. Look at the country. Look, you have a whole understanding of the country. You can look at it and say, this one is XYZ. We will make amendment. You just get to tell or majority vote. It's by consensus, numerical consensus. You don't need a person to go and tell you. Look at how dull the people are. Not everybody, the people who invited Ellie. Why will you do that? The Constitution is not cast in stones. Provisions can be modified. That's why we have the Land Reform Commission and other bodies. That's why you, the legislature, have the oversight for that. You don't need anybody to tell you that Article 27B is discriminatory. You can look at it, look at your culture, and say it is discriminatory. We need to do a modification. You don't need a politician to go and tell you. Allowing a politician to go and tell you is to say you know your responsibility. That's what they did last week. No. So, here's it. The Constitution says only persons who are Negroes. You look at your Constitution right there. Only persons who are Negroes or of Negro descent shall qualify by birth or by naturalization to be citizens. Negro means black person. Negro means black person. And you know the emancipation struggle in America, Martin Luther, Malcolm X, all the people, that's how they will call the blacks. That's how the white people were calling the black. Hey, Negro. Hey, you're Negro? I mean, you black person? They felt that their skin was superior and the black skin was dirty. The black skin should not exist. So they will refer to the black as Negro. Negro means black person. The white felt that their skin was the cleanest and they were the better people on earth. So the black, they saw the black skin as dirty skin. So they came up with the expression Negro. And Negro means black. So it goes for black person. That's how it was years back. So the people put it in our Constitution. Negro means black. So you know it. My own man, you listen carefully. Let me explain it to you. Negro, it means black person. Non-Negro means a person who is not of African descent or is not racially black or is not black. Then descent, it means the origin or the background of a person by family or nationality. So black person born black person. That why when black mother born white baby. the pa can say, no, the man can say, no, I'm a child there. Because the man black. The woman black, then she bought white baby. The man say, no, this is not a Negro baby. That white baby. It's not Negro baby. The way I mean. So non-Negroes are the white people, are the white-skinned people. The Negroes are the black people. Ask yourself, why only Article 17B as we close on this? This is what I need you to do. It is your right. Our role is to sensitize. That's our role. It's to sensitize, it's to educate, expose, guide, resist and reject whatever they want to do. Resist and reject. It is not good for Liberia. You will lose your country, Liberia, to foreigners if you agree with it. Rise up against it now. Petition your lawmakers. The Constitution provides for that. You voted them. You have the power. You can reject and you can accept. It is their responsibility to listen to you. It is not their responsibility to impose against you. That is why the Constitution provides that they go and consult. They are not there at their own will. They did not elect themselves. They were not appointed. They were elected by the people. They have the people's power, your power. But don't sit and just be grumbling and complaining. The Constitution provides for free assembly. The Constitution provides the means by which you can speak to your lawmakers, by which you can allow them to see reason to change or not to change certain things. Resist it. I mean, the plan by those non-Negroes. If you're not careful, Liberia will be like Zimbabwe. Liberia will be like South Africa and other countries where you have white domination. The people want white. The white people to come in. You see, listen, politicians will always portray in a way that it is good for you, but it is not good for you. They're only using you so that they benefit, they profit more. Look at all of our natural resources. Who they put it in charge? The white people. Who are benefiting? The politicians. They're not benefiting you. They're not benefiting you. All those natural resources. Look what you get. Nothing. Today the government stays struggling. Boaka can dedicate one row, one piece of stretched road from this end to the end. Nothing happening. I learned that he come and call emergency meeting again, or emergency cabinet meeting. You sit down. You sit down. You move to tell your lawmaker, hold your placards when you get ready. That's what the Constitution say. You're not going in any violent manner. You're holding. You see how the other people can do in other African countries in a civilized way. They write the placard. We stand with Article 27B. We want Article 27B. We don't want this. They stand, the lawmaker come outside and read it. They say, oh, the people satisfied. You're leaving. We're not touching Article 27B. We're not changing nothing. All of y'all go back home and stay there. You sit down. Zimbabwe. Robert Mugabe fought. He fought. And listen, it gave Mugabe a hard time. It gave him real hard time. You know why it gave Mugabe a hard time? Because some of the black people, they profited and they were profiting, so they were serving as obstacle against Mugabe's plan to get the black land back. That's what happened when they get into your country. When the white people finish taking over, they use your own black people with money here and there. By the time you think it is necessary to get your land back, no, you're done. One day you just work out, they say, we want to change the name Liberia. Because when they have everything in the country, they're controlling the economy, they're controlling everything. They say, well, we have to change the name. No country called Liberia again. The thing in the Bible, one day I will show you it. I just waiting. Let's see how it will go. It dead. Those things then, the reason why God put it there, just like the Constitution, so you know you be careful. The people, a certain group of people lost their entire land, their entire country because they open up, started opening up, allowing people to come in. They call it cultural assimilation, coming in, doing the other one, setting on the people started encroaching gradually, encroaching, setting down the hard. They were pushed off their own land. And the people took it from them and changed the name. You sit down and you think that something good coming for you. They will tell you, oh, for development, we'll open up the country. Yes, it will open up the country, but it will open up the country with foreign domination. It will open up the country with the country having no cultural identity. Already they tell you that Liberia is a secular state. Everybody worship the way you want to worship. That's just how it will be. Once you amend Article 27B, everybody coming in with the idea, everybody coming in with the trace, everybody coming in with just everything. You won't get no cultural identity any longer. Nothing. You will have. Didn't I share with you some of the things last week? And why some countries they didn't open up to that? Look at the countries around us. Look at the countries around us. See where they have that thing in the constitution that white people, well, Ghana, why do you think Ghana can give the West King chance? That Ghana read it? When a petit store said that Ghana man inside. See where, look around you. You think the people in know? You think people in learn sense from, they did not read histories of other countries that gave into liberalism, and at the end of the day, foreign domination dominated the entire stuff, and there was nothing to do. They were slaves in their own country. That's what's going to happen when it is amended. Forget it. We don't have anything yet to resist. Nobody can resist. You will be slaves in your own country. Already, the white skin that are here, you see how they're treating your own people. Broad day, they beat them, they pour hot water on them. Nothing come of it. Your government act like they know. You can see it. Broad day, look how the foreigners that are here, the white skin, how they're treating the blacks in their own country. Then when you open up or you change Article 27B and say the people must come in, forget it. You will be slaves to them because they come in with their might, their money, their everything. You'll be slave. Just sit down and accept that thing. I hope I can come across that article from Councillor Per Brambu. I only listened to a portion of it because I was in his, but she just summarized it as the Liberians should not accept that. So that thing that Ellen went over there, Ellen, now I want to look at Ellen's skin. Ellen look at 100% Liberian, just our country. Anybody can come and hold any position in this country. All right. So let's go now. Let's close on this one. The LACC clearing Senator McGill. English, not good for many people in this country. English. And some people are just programmed. They just allow themselves to be used. They act like they can reason, but they have serious intelligent quotient problem. It's not because I'm a supporter of Unity Party. So everything that come up from certain Unity Party people, I will not put my own reasoning ability to it. I will just run, oh yeah, then, oh yeah. LACC says McGill was accused. McGill went to LACC. All that LACC needed, McGill provided. McGill, as per LACC instruction, will aid the investigation. That means when they're ready for you, they will call you to go there and answer whatever the questions they have. Beyond that, they compile all of what they collect as evidence, and they compare and do a comparative analysis. They do their forensic investigation, all of those pieces of information. And they do background check. At the close of the day, when they cannot find any substance of the accusation, they are not under obligation to look for something still against the person to hook the person. LACC said they found nothing. That was not a blanket vindication. No. They said payroll paddling. Payroll paddling is not the same as the other alleged or claims on corruption and other things sanctioned. LACC has a whole law. Because the way they ran with it, that's why the woman was forced to call a news conference for today to clarify. They started Unity Party people that devilish, nasty propaganda they were using in the past. They think they can still use it in the present. They know that they're in power now. They had to stop that. They started running with it like McGill is already guilty, and the LACC decided to let him go. So the woman said, "But how are you portraying this thing here so? I had to be careful because my life is at risk too. I you United Party people not can do something to me." We did not clear McGill of all the corruption claims. McGill, as per our investigation conducted, we find nothing to indict him beyond what we have. Hence, the law provides that you clear the person. Then you are telling us still that we must indict the man. You're listening to the woman.
In connection with the investigation conducted by the Commission in the Ministry of State payroll padding case for the period 2018 to 2023, because we believe that it's imperative to address the misconception out there, not to only safeguard the credibility of the institution, but to also provide clarity to the public in this matter. A fundamental principle that guides the work of the Commission operates strictly within the framework of the law. During our investigation, we rely on the evidence available to us and our statutory mandate. Our responsibility is not to act on speculation, public pressure, or political sentiments, but on facts established through investigation and the standards that are required by law. In the instant case, the case with the issuance of the clearance to the senator, we want to say that the issuance of this clearance does not mean that the allegations in this payroll padding case were taken lightly. Nor does it suggest that the Commission is unwilling to hold public officials accountable. Rather, it reflects the conclusion reached after careful review of available evidence, witness statements, financial records, and other relevant materials gathered during the investigative process. In the case of the clearance issued to Senator McGill, we note that while this matter has generated significant public discussion, the Commission undertook a thorough review consistent with established investigative procedure before issuing these clearances. After assessing the evidence before us, The commission determined that the legal threshold required to sustain further action or prosecution against the senator concerned had not been met at this time. Consequently, the clearance was issued in accordance with our mandate. The commission wants to categorically state that the clearance that was issued to Senator Nathaniel McGill has to do with only, and I repeat, only findings from the Ministry of State 2018 to 2023 payroll pardon case. It is not a blanket clearance that absolves for any present or future allegations of corruption. I want to make it emphatically clear here. This clearance has nothing to do with allegations of corruption, even involving sanctions that were placed on him. As we speak, the commission has been in the process of engaging the different stakeholders and partners to be able to gather information regarding allegations of the sanction.
Because Senator McGill is from the opposition, served in key position in the CDC government, Unity Party people vexed about his clearance. Watch it. Senator McGill is not the only person clear that they still have suspicion of. The commission released or clear 28 persons. Of these 28, only McGill. Why only McGill? Because he's from CDC. 28 persons. 28. The commission said the following individuals were investigated, and the commission did not find probable cause to prosecute 2024-2025. And then the list, the first person on the list, Hassan A. Kobasi, Chief Executive Officer of BMC Group of Construction Company, Liberia Telecommunications Corporation case. A.J. Amakane, Liberia Refugee Repatriation Rehabilitation Commission. Rachel Hoff, Deputy Director for Operations, Liberia Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement Commission, the one Boagato from the Unity Party man. Dr. Poba J. Zeze, former medical director of Bond Mines Company, Cades. Honorable Chie B. Gele, Deputy Director General for Administration, LACRA. Sekou Kroma, Postmaster General. Sekou Kroma, Postmaster General, that the one who's sitting down there at Telecom, Unity Party man, one of the 5 persons that Boaga appointed first. So you see, all the United Party people, they're raising suspicion on them. That only McGill, because McGill is from the CDC. So it is no longer the law. They're not saying the law is the law. When the commission indicted or when the allegation came against the man and LACC called him, they flooded social media, they flooded all of the radio stations, they were all over with their different commentaries. The law is the law. The same law cleared the man, they say no. Something must be wrong with you mentally. The only reason they're signaling on McGill and not wanting to be suspicious of the other people to question why these people were released or why these people were cleared, because McGill from the CDC. But the other people, yeah, James M. Fromoya, former chairman of Small Arm Commission, Unity Party people, they hear plenty. But because McGill from CDC, that's the only reason. Moreover, you know this, The LACC cannot look for false claim against the man to add. That is a judicial anti-graft institution. They do an impartial investigation and come out with their findings. You're not asking what happened with, how they call the lady, Dennis, Swakoko Dennis. There are several persons you ought to ask for. LACC is still investigating. The ones that they release are clear. Unity Party people, they're plenty. But because they are partisans of Unity Party, no problem, you go. Even if the commission clear your song in a way, no problem. We are not suspicious of you. We only want this CDC man. So they hanging up against the woman. They start saying all kinds of things. Some of them start making threat against the woman. That's why that scene she released, the information came out today, like today. In the evening, she was compelled to put an announcement off for a major press conference today because the way Unity Party people went against her. The woman even feeling insecure for her life. It's wrong. You can't do that. So as far as Unity Party people are concerned, everybody from CDC, they should go to jail. Things must happen to them. Even when it causes death, it's all right. You can be like that in the country. This is a sovereign country with laws. There's no political dynasty. You respect the law. And you say the law is the law. When the law is in full effect, then you get vet because it's not in favor of you. So the woman provided your education. Your tiny Unity Party people can reason. The woman provided your education. That she does not have control over the other ones like sanctions and other things. The people who put sanctions on Magellan, that America, the woman can pull Magellan off. What kind of sense does it make? Your Unity Party people, you can reason? The American government can come and say, the sanction we impose on McGill, Bill Tuare, Sima Serena Seaforth, and others, we are lifting it because we have not found XYZ going further to maintain it. If America does that one again, forget it. They will hang on. Unity Party people will go against America. They will start cursing America. They will start cursing Donald Trump. For them, everything must be bad for CDC. Every CDC person must just go that kind of way. That's the kind of people we have. That's it. I see you. Let's read a few comments and then we get to the line and then we are out for today. The Liberia Radio, once we are against, we must make sure that they are punished. We must make sure that bad things happen to them, even if it causes their death. That's how Unity Party people look. And listen, when you have that kind of intent, let me tell you, you will die. And most of your people gone. You be careful. You don't allow politics to ruin your life, ruin your relationship with other people. This thing that politics, you don't risk your life. You don't put your life on the line for politicians. You don't put your neck on the line for politicians, for any political party. Most of you who screaming, Unity Party people even know you. They use you as surrogate. Today you're complaining. Nothing good happening for you. You're shame, but you ain't want to come out because you made too much people. Emmanuel Brosser, with due respect, I seriously disagree with ex-President Sirleaf that the Constitution should be amended to allow non-Negroes become citizens of Liberia. If it's amended, it could lead to the introduction of homosexuality legalization in the country. But all those people will come in the country. Oh, when people bring a 200 investment, they are gay and lesbian. You think your law, you change some of the laws. But the people, it will not only be that they come in with backing. And Justin Trudeau doing Ellen Sally, former Canadian Prime Minister, so he say Ellen should allow same-sex marriage. They will put 50 million on the table. The people went against Ellen. They threatened her. She got fresh. She said, no, you'll carry your 60 million. All those things will happen. Victoria added, I know everyone going Ghana. Stop referring to Ghana. We are tired. No, but Ghana economy far better than Liberia. Yeah, madam. Don't even go there with Ghana. Yeah? It's not because they did that thing with Austin. DJ Blackhead said the White House sent for Zambia president, but he refused to go, saying it is the buyer who come to the seller. All right. Victoria added on the Article 27B said, white would never give their land to black people, even the houses we own in America. If you don't do certain things and you die, your children can inherit your home. Yeah. On Ellen's proposal, Gabriel West said the Chief Justice has to please his new, Boaga was sitting down there, so what you expect? And Jeremiah Labla said, how can? No, you left something out, Chief. Asata M. Miller said, these ungrateful Sanaman swine, not ready yet. They will feel the heat from the Liberian people. Yeah, and that it was, they were using on CDC when they were in opposition. So they used to call CDC people Sanaman swine. Okay. All right. Let's go to the line 0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97 0777 980375, the women's line. You don't want to stay on the line and you want to cut your radio off before you call so that we don't get terrible feedback. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Sam Andrew, when you're talking about Maggie basis, I think about Dwalu.
Who is speaking? Who is speaking?
There's a Franklin G. Meyer calling from Cape County. Sam Andrew Dwalu, who killed one of the biggest settlements in Jezza Baga back in his face, he ran away, went by America. He came in one community there, he built on a hotel there. He said, open trade school, but he says he open hotel to increase the prostitution rate. He sat on one radio station with one other lady, I'm sorry to say, that I don't know what she's thinking about, saying that the lady there, that CDC woman should set everybody free.
But what are you saying? What are you sending across? What are you saying?
I'm speaking directly to the Maggie issue. Where they say Maggie will not, that payroll part of something about 2022, 2023, when it's starting free, LACC. Dwalu, personally, I'm talking about Dwalu. Dwalu, who wanted to become settlement, he came there, he's saying that if I the woman that CDC woman, Maggie corrupt, the woman will free all the CDC people, she will not indict them because she want to protect the money for 2029 so that they can spend the money for election.
All right, Chief.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Then the next year I come into, maybe you talk about the Justice Minister. The Justice Minister, let me tell you something. Prophet Kid,
no, I did not check Justice Minister. I said Chief Justice. Hello.
Hello,
yeah.
That my message.
Yeah.
That Chief Justice, I want a question. The chapter they want boy today, I want you to say, no law for it. They were paying Prophet Kid to fast. Don't know what I know for you. The same property cost now the day that they look for day. I want to on Saturday. The ruby I want to no just for it. That today you want to just say that one just say baka. Eh? That one they were putting for in a pass. No for protest. They protect just here. I want to go protest. No just for CDC. That just say happen now. That you can't make just say. They just say without work. They will feel the to power women.
Okay.
That's all right.
Hello?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Edmund Carr, and I'm the visually impaired that is pushing for the return of President We are 2029. You know, I'm interested in the petroleum issue that you were discussing. You know, our people, I already know the guys here who are running this thing. You know, they are as if we are not following issue. You know, I'm so much interested in that Middle East saga, and I spend more time on BBC. As of yesterday, the oil jumped to 125 per barrel.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
And
that's true.
Yes, it has been going up gradually, but the general analysts are referring maybe because of the extent of the very oil site. They say because the one caused a jump. So other countries are predicting what will happen. They are predicting 1 month in the world last or 1 month what will happen. And the people that we are talking about, they don't have access to the oil. But we are sitting, we have to go and buy it for them. We are the ones that play around the information. We don't want to get the clear cut information as to how can we handle it, how can we go about it. So it's a serious issue. Before the week can come to an end, we are going to be in a serious problem where it comes to gasoline.
Yeah.
But it's up to them.
That's true.
Though I'm going to go through it, but it's up to them. Yesterday when you were having it around here, they said people were not qualified. They were unable to govern this country. So we are here now. We'll see how they will govern. Here we are. You call it for emergency meeting to discuss what. Okay? Look, the whole Maggie issue, look, I don't know. The lady got to be allowed to do her work. That institution, it should be an independent institution. That is an anti-grant institution. She come to realize that the man, your pay party that you talk about, no, can't find nothing. Everybody jump on her. She forced to have press conference talking about you can even reopen the case. We didn't talk about other areas where they talk about payroll party and all the kind of stuff. So that is the goal. Grab all CDC people, lock them up until 2029 election pass. We don't know how they will do that. We are here, we'll follow it. And thank you for flagging the issue.
All right, Maka, have a nice day. Let's go this way. Hello. Then we come to the women's line.
Good afternoon, Brother Sam. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
This is Mono Guitar and Member Movement. You know, Brother Sam, the identical Maggie keys for me, this course are following the keys. I really want to commend the past officials that serve the country. And they say they will remain here and challenge the Union Party in the court. If somebody you be president for Liberia, you now have the right to just grab individual, you just put them behind bar. You see? So I want to commend them. And the way the Union Party proceeding, it will be a time though, as Union Party will not be running after past official. Because they know that they will be challenged in the court of the Paul Liberia. They cannot think you cannot do it in any foreign country as I knew. People said that when the last one said that
two, please, because the time is limited. The first one I have to do with the test on the Chief Justice. In my mind, the Chief Justice is not aware that Liberia is a signatory to the Table Mountain Declaration of Human Rights. He needs to go and research that document before he can come to issue the kind of public statement. And I want to call down the law. I want to call Jake Koluba. I want to call on Henry Costa. Henry Costa, I can remember that fateful day when President Weah opened the Tupelo market, when that statement was made. Right after that statement, you guys were on air saying that President Weah want to count down on statements of freedom of speech. What have you to say? With a text coming from the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, we want to hear you guys speak to us. Other than that, we know that you guys only did it because it was President Weah, that while you guys were focused yesterday and today, you guys are not talking. Where is Reverend Cotto Brown? Cotto Brown, the freedom of speech is under threat. We need you to respond to this text that is coming from the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. And the next issue I have to do with Matana McGill. Look, Andrew, you think ashamed. These guys are disgraced. These guys have turned to complete mirage to the Liberian people because 6 years to castigate McGill. They say McGill was living in one room. McGill stole. McGill did. 6 good years. They even said McGill mother money, Liberian people money, and put air condition there. 3 years today, they have nothing to prove against McGill. So all they are doing, they are just shining away and dying their own lives. You know, the politics is a complete 419 Gangster paradise. They feed us and they will not pull us. You can lie to the people to come to power, but you cannot lie to govern. Yes? Thank you very much, Mr. Andrews, for giving us the opportunity to make our first day on national issue. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yes, Tamaju, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Donzo Spana Jr. Well, I joined the conversation from the...
You went off, oh. You went off, Chief. Hello.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. This is the Common Board Chairman and COMP Willie. I join you from talking to District 4. Sam, you have said it well. You are well spoken. But at least let's just, pass it over adding a little code out there too. You see what it has to do with the issue of McGill? United Party people don't believe in the rule of law. They believe in jungle justice. So for them, when the woman follow all the rules that's on the book in her institution, they don't care. All they know, the man should be placed behind bars. Whichever means you do it, they don't care about it. What it has to do with our former president, Madam Salif, her remark on the citizenship, I think what should have been done is, she should have gone to urge the legislature to enforce the liberalization policy, because the lack of enforcement of the liberalization policy are hurting us. But it's not about allowing when men to get citizenship in Liberia. We are seeing examples in South Africa and where you mentioned Zimbabwe. The people tell all the people, then you be the stranger in your own home. And what the apartheid regime did in South Africa to the black people, they are just 4 million out of 25 million in South Africa. But that 4 million, because they are powerful and rich people, they tend to control the whole population. So we don't want that same example. But as a leaf, what we expected you to have done, you were finance minister on Willa Aratoba. Willa Aratoba did well for us. He brought liberalization policy when Willa reasserted brought open door policy that exposed our economy, because the policy was good. But then Liberia, we are noted for not following rules. We don't know how to enforce laws for a high economy.
All right,
and enforcing a broad good idea, liberalization policy. We expect you to go and tell people to enforce it instead of going to, foreign endanger ourselves. And we are not able to compete. We can compete with white guys. So you can't come to expose us. We can't follow law in Liberia.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Yeah, for me, I see it. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. Let me say good afternoon to the K7 family and good afternoon to the Liberian people in general. For the recognitions for the public and pocket, Robert. And I don't use this even for our known definitions. You see, people say Andrew can always be senses in the political scrupulous and element called rescue or puppet. And then the way people are saying to get be sensitive in their head. I see them attacking the LCC for God's sake. They see LCC here, syndicated, accelerated, or so at that time they were not competent, or they were not independent, they were not qualified. And we're gonna prove or serious alcohol people don't get powerful. They went to the cases and they saw the necessity. They went to the cases, they saw the necessity of celebrating or Mr. Natala Makio. They see where they saw the necessity of celebrating or not class. That's the process. But because yesterday our criminal class, they were independent, they were qualified, they were competent. Today, Magio, they are not competent. We're going to point of focus, point of focus, get better level. Thank you, man. We take a lot to do to bring our people targeted back to them, come to the now. Thank you.
All right, Poker Roberts. Hello.
Yes, good evening to you, Sam.
Yes.
Sam, thank you. Thank you so kindly for accepting my call. This is Hussein Keo. I called for my home this evening. Sam, I just called to weigh in on the issue of the LFCC, right? Saying I think it's only a good one that like viewers at times will be honest enough for our very selves. 6 years ago, this is a similar thing the CDC were doing in the last election. A high level of secret-fantasiveness. Sam, I listened to my United Party friends, even from our own intellectual view, criticizing and critiquing the LCC for clearing my guilt. But are we forgetting all of those current and former officials of government that were cleared by the same LCC, including partisans of the Unity Party? They were cleared by the LCC. So when it is my guilt, the LCC is not credible. That is not a way of showing some level of understanding or showing some level of sincerity to some conversation. Look, we have our own political differences. Major is a Liberian citizen, regardless of his affiliation or being in opposition, doesn't neglect the fact that he should not be accorded due process. So those that were accorded due process, right? There's some quote from Lacra, right? He is a person to the president. He was clear about the LCC. Should we say the case of compromise?
What the guy? Hold on, the guy from Lacra. You say he is the cousin to Boakai?
Yes, of course. Sankoro, Christopher Sankoro.
He's Boakai cousin.
They are Christians. You understand? So if we sit and see this LCC was compromised because it's the president family, right? So where are we going as a country? Oh, 6 years ago, our brothers, I listened to Kopo, I mentioned what about Mohammed, I listened to Martin Lafos talking about, the United Party government. 6 years were defending the wrong thing. So we now supporting government to stay defending the wrong thing. Then when I said, oh, what our kids going to learn for us? What are the role models?
All right, Hussein.
Legacy? That's foolishness. I have to say.
Yeah. You very United Party man about will.
Yeah. The LCC, right? The commissioners at the chairperson, they were vetted by international sources, right? The U.S. Embassy, the German Embassy, and other civil society groups. They all vetted those people, recommended them to the president for appointment. The former president, he appointed them. If they were compromised, I don't know about it. But the international partners. So if you say they are not credible, then ask the international partners how they did the vetting process.
All right,
the country is shaking, man. Come on.
All right, United Party man now. Hello.
Hey, Chief, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up? So when everywhere Hussein go, you just following it, man.
Anyway, well, go after him.
And the This part, the man just dropped the line, then you came on. I don't have, you're the two of you are pennies.
I was waiting for his call. I was coming to see where you will come.
But you know the man coming call.
Yeah.
You're not following the man. The morning you say everywhere the man go, you follow him. You was just on the radio, you are still you drive the line, you go. I said, my mom is see me, I will see. She said she follow him everywhere.
I want to see my bank today, we see. Pastor will see to never you to power. Because this morning I lied you good on the radio. He asking it and lied you so. But come here to tell all that the most what is doing. Looking stupid there. I tell you thank you today. I want to call for them.
Who's it?
To the power point on my battery. Maybe you're not listening.
No, the man listening. The man blaster a united by the people.
Yeah, the one telling you thank you to the point understand and you speak today. The one trying to say, so I tell you thank you, I'll put you on my back. So I find you to the Lord president. Thank you.
So everywhere we see go, you just be out we see, leave we see. So you just be going for radio to see why who's in there.
I'll follow him.
All right, Jesus, Father, have a nice day. Hello.
Yes, Samaju. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Donzo Fofana once again. Well, Samaju, I just want to talk about the former president. Hello?
You on the air, everybody listening to you.
Okay. I just want to talk about the former president. This woman feel like, the way she told our country money 12 years, yes, the Labour Party still legal, and the Union Party using her, as a surrogate. Let me use that word, as a surrogate, so just chase our water, because when we are put that clause within a referendum, just tell the Labour Party, and it was not even meant of doing that thing. The only thing the we are meant of doing is to reduce the term of the Senate, to reduce the term of the presidency. That was his focus.
And change the time and change the time of the election from rain season to dry season.
Yeah, all these things there. But this woman, she paid our money. The people pay her money to build our town or hardware for us for all of the times. She's something for me. She did all that thing and she do that and she's
so simply you are against the move to change Article 27B.
Exactly. Right. I'm against it. Because this woman, she
no, but it's not entirely Ellen. The law is there. It's not entirely Ellen. She just allow herself to be used as a surrogate. That's all. But it's not about her. Okay. All right. Thank you.
She just see that we'll buy into that stuff. But my Ellen.
All right. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Sir.
Yep.
This is Rose Dotto calling from Front Street. I want to tell you, see, this is fast more. And the Bible says, say the truth and the truth shall set you free. I tell you, thank you for what you said just now. Thank you, bye.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'll call you from Chocolate City. You see, I have been listening to you. I've been hearing you crying like a baby, sounding stupid. I mean, how will you say that nobody should be held responsible if the insult? It's because the government will go for you. And we have set the pace. That's why Prophet Key was arrested. Thank God you guys from the CDC saying that Prophet Key is our man. We don't have problem. Every disciplined parents to discipline their children. So we started with Prophet Key. And then any other person that will come after Prophet Key will be arrested and then be dealt with the same way he, Prophet Key, is going through the punishment. It is a benchmark set already. Lastly, I can always appreciate you guys' effort on the radio. The kind of energy that you people been applying will give you guys 6 good years. If you people were to use a particular energy to be on the radio and be telling the Liberians that it is what the president is doing, Joe couldn't have lost the election. But you people took that time when the president is traveling in another country, everybody will follow him. Yeah, you know, you are now an opposition. You talk about the government displacing citizens. You think you are going to use that to come back to power? I can tell you, sir, Auntie, it is your work that you are doing, and I appreciate it. But you will talk until another 6 year comes and you enter another one. You people can come back in your power. Thank you very much for a fully minute time.
Right. So you see why CDC is back in power. You see civilization. You see responsiveness. You see respecting rights. You see just everything, the uniqueness of an opposition. This can be your unity party. No. What I said, you apply it. He said, you, Sam Andrew, you sit down on the radio, you're talking stupid thing. And you see, that's what I said. Now, he didn't insult. And nobody should interpret him as insult or insulted. No, he didn't. He was being descriptive. That is what their people don't know. Or even if they know, they will not apply the literacy. They will consider that as insult. That's what they've been using over the time. No one had ever used a vulgar expression apart from their own man, Prophet Key and Yeke Koluba. No journalists understand. No journalists, as far as I know. The reason they started saying people, they was referring to journalists, they were as afraid to point out Yeke Koluba, even though someone will be grumbling on the mouth, because Yeke will turn to them. But they were bold enough to say, oh, the journalists again on the radio, they're saying that, and just insulting. And they could not say the insult. Stupid, it's not an insult. And you see, you're listening to a Unity Party man, he said a stupid thing he's talking on the radio there. But it's good that he left his own radio, come on an opposition radio, because if you turn to something, you put your time, energy, and resources into it, you are simply saying that thing is of vital importance. You are attached to it. It attracts you. So it is a plus for us. He felt that he was sounding or he was demeaning us. But no, it shows how tolerant we are. Now, he can say that to any Unity Party person on the radio. He can. Not at all. We can look at a Unity Party person, use the word stupid, they will take it as insult, they will get offended, they will get angry, they will say all kinds of stuff. Donald Trump, and look at a sitting president and call him stupid. Donald Trump, look at a president and call him stupid. He was not being rude. People can interpret it as being rude. He was just being descriptive. That's a normal free flow of to say, oh, okay, you're not reasoning as the way I am. So my reasoning is better than your reasoning. So you see it? So United Party, man, you see why the opposition or CDC is coming back? Because we are tolerant and you people aren't. So it hurting you. You can say that from now to Judgment Day. That normal thing to say. That normal thing. But you are not the one who going to determine. Hello? You are on the air, Chief. Hello?
Thank you.
You call, you die. Your money going when you call or you die. And you ain't talking. That your money going, and not us. That your money you giving the company more money. So when you talk, you spending. Hello.
Hello, Sandro.
Yes. Hello.
This is what is according to Jacob Ria. This way too. Yeah. Then I do. We see the burning of the Unity Party. The fire burning then goes.
The burning of what?
The burning of the fire burning Unity Party. Reason being, Moraseri was president in the country here. He sent our post. We not say anything. Then he coming out again. We will give our country to white people. It would not hold. Then I do it when I hold. We will go against it.
Yo, they say when they pass it, plenty white people will come in the country. Your own the place you live inside, they will take you from there.
I know that what I was saying. Before it happened, we were not babies. I will tell you, I'm a man who I'm an Egyptian man. When I look at it, what happened? That one a lie. And today, what is happening to Mark? Then the same war make it, they put market on session, the same war. That's the level of fighting. Oh, they put market on session. The anyway now, they say it's CDC and LEC portray before in that. So, in short, is all the things they're doing, we know that when it will stop burning them until 2020 now, we are going power. Let God bless you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Yo, it's hitting them bad way. Hello.
Hello, Sir Manju. How are you?
Fine, yo. Fine.
Yeah. Thank you for the show. Yeah. I've been listening to you. I want to say congratulations to you for allowing our brother from the Unity Party for the length of time that he talked for.
Oh, we can call them all. We can call them. Well, my brother, we can call them all. And they can call in the morning. They can call let's talk about it. Israel can allow them to express and say they go. They call in the afternoon. They can call in the evening. They can call on face the issues. If we allow them to try to express their opinion, they go. But man, we campaigning, we crusading, we converting. We're not despise any idea. You know the best place you can recruit? That in your opponent camp. And the way you can take people from in your opponent camp is to tolerate them.
But the unfortunately is that that very group of people don't know any good. They don't know any good. So as they do good for them, they take it for evil. That happens. Okay. And my point here is on the Mange issue. My view is a little bit different from what they say. Here is the thing. Mange who have been step free because they put a law on so many things. Even the Grand Musical case, you can see it, the Arson case or the capital building, you can see it. Then the issue of the 3 missing boys, you can also see it. But what happened because there are men, were so many, they were brought Mange on the case different and bring those ones in that day because the city you can see it brought even a last case to the FPRC with Emotwe. So all of us say they know that the real criminality is going on, even teaching of the transport ministry issue, they see the breaking of the law, the real criminality and the crimes are being committed on the government. So they did that so that other people can call when you want to talk and that people say, that's what they did it for.
All right, nice one.
So, yeah, thank you very much.
Good,
thank you.
Nice point. Thank you too. Have a nice day. Hello?
Yeah, Andrew?
Yeah, let's hear you quick. Time.
Yeah, I'm British, I'm calling for Minga Bell. You know, one time when I called you, I told you I was talking about story about about Saul and David, and this man is what Nehemiah, some bala to buy and all officials. Whatsoever evil plan this government will set, God will dispose them and he will come upon them. He will come upon them in their camp. Where was Nehemiah? Where was Sabbath Tobiah? When the war of Jerusalem was falling. Nehemiah leave where he was serving a king. Ask that king to leave over his home, his dimension. Where was Sabbath Tobiah? Every evil plan God will get over on this in this government against the opposition. God will destroy every evil secret and will fall within their own camp. Every hole that they dig, they will fall into it. God bless you. The Lord protect you. God guide you and your station that we are people.
Amen. Amen. And we can say the same of you and your household, as well as your work or business place. All right. Thank you. You did extremely well. So Wednesday is holiday, national holiday in Liberia. Wednesday, March 11. Decoration Day, second Wednesday in March, holiday. The country with the many, many holidays. Hey, Liberia holidays are too many. Oh, check. Yeah, my people. Another dry day coming. For there, another holiday. Oh, after March 11, Decoration Day. Then March 15, J.J. Roberts' birthday. It will be on Sunday. I know the government will push it to Monday. That birthday, Liberia's first president. The other holiday, yeah, I think you get late substance. Decoration Day, no. These are some of the things. Early, and you and your people, even the lawmakers, you look at it, you look at certain holidays. You repeal them. You squash them off. Decoration Day. What's the significance? What's the importance of it any longer? Every day, people can clean grave. Weekday, people can. You don't need 1 year to pass. You look at that thing, lawmakers, man. These are some of the things you need to put on the floor, and your constituent will say, yes, my lawmakers is sensitive. My lawmakers is really far-sighted. Do you need 9 months to pass before you go to clean a grave? 9 months must pass before. It's not necessary. You squash that thing. Every day you can clean grave. Week you can clean grave. Month you can clean grave. Do you need 9 months to pass? After day after tomorrow, what happened? 9 months will pass. Then it's a Decoration Day holiday. So how is it profiting the country now? There are certain days you'll get rid of it. You won't get rid of Decoration Day, but you won't get rid of Palm Grove Cemetery. So if you keep in Decoration Day, then you keep Palm Grove Cemetery because Palm Grove Cemetery is historical. And your Decoration Day is historical. Then you keep Palm Grove Cemetery. Why you want to destroy Palm Grove Cemetery? Just try to put it that way. Then I think the government will push it to Monday. Yeah, Monday, the J.J. Roberts' birthday will be on March 15. The 15th will be on Sunday. So it will be celebrated on Monday. Sunday, the holiday by itself. Monday, holiday again. Then Tuesday, holiday. That's more dry days in Liberia. Hey, that one part when you don't get money, forget it. Hey, the government officials, they laugh. They will sit down, they enjoy themselves. I say the government officials that they happy for these 2 holidays. The rest, Decoration Day, because most people will not go to decorate graves, and people ain't believe in that thing. A Decoration Day. Once the frame is placed beneath the earth, fine, it's there, it's done. Some people will go there. Then after that, the rest, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And 1 week in between. Then Monday, you sit down home again, J.J. Roberts' birthday. At least that the first president. And so, number. Then you have New Year's Day, February 11, Armed Forces Day. Yes, the historical significance of the coming into being of the AFL, yes, it makes sense. Fast and Prayer Day, April 10th. It will be on Friday. Do we need Fast and Prayer Day? We need fast and prayer. You say the country is a secular country. So everybody, you bring in people, you want to amend Article 27B. So when the other people come, the Hare Krishna come, the white Hare Krishnas come in, the how they call them, the Buddhists come in. All those people come in, all the different religions and faiths and beliefs and systems. Then what you have? You restrain anybody? The other people will say we can stand on the street to perform. They stand on the street, they performing, doing all the things. You will stop them? You better be careful with that thing. Before, there are certain things You have to be very discerning. You have to ask God for guidance too, for insight. It's not because you're a political person or you're a politician, you know, or politicians too, you can go before God. The politicians in the Bible, they went before God to get discernment, to do certain things, to take certain decisions, though not all. You know what will mean? You change Article 27B, you bring in other people. Then the next thing you legalize same sex. Because the people coming in, you can't deny them of their fundamental rights. That's why the people using in other countries. They say respect people's sexual orientation. And you allow full right to LGBTQ plus be operating. And man stand in a Methodist church, in a Baptist church, in a Catholic church, in whatever the church, man stand. The people say we want our wedding to be real on the road. Just how people can stand the Liberians, they can take over the street for drinking. You people don't see it? At the weekend, Buchanan Street, right beyond Central Bank, no car can pass. The people go willfully. They take the streets. They drink it. The people say, but we want our right too. Because once you have a liberal atmosphere, it means everybody's rights has to be respected. Everybody. Then the gays and the lesbians will come out because you can't suppress them. You can. Liberalism is good, but when you're not discerning, when you're not careful to analyze well, when you just put political sentiment into it because you in some a political position, you song a person, so you think open a country, but there is a side effect to every decision. And every decision is a costly decision. That means the things that go along with that decision, you must be prepared to accept because it becomes a covenant. You will never do without it. The people bringing a 200 million investment. They are lesbians, they are gays. The country open up, they naturalize, they are citizens. So you respect them. You can't deny them as citizens. You can't deny them their fundamental right. The same right that protects the black, the same right, the same constitution rather, that protects the black skin called Negro, the same right will protect the white skin called non-Negro. Everybody will operate side by side. While the people having their church service, the other people having their church service, and the church service, man getting married, woman getting married. Yeah. You can't stop the people. You look at that thing good. Yeah. When politicians get setting agenda, hitting agenda, want to use, they can come test the water to see. They think enough for nothing. They are international people too. They are people who are operating on the ground. That these things should happen if the legislature sits there and just amend or modify that provision. Liberia done. See you. So Wednesday a holiday. Wednesday a holiday. March 8th. Is it 11? Yeah, 11. The holiday. Then March 15th. Another holiday. JJ Roberts' birthday. So that's it. 2 holidays ahead of us. And that's small thing. So let's go home now. Let's say a pre-graduation treat. Congratulations to Rachel C. Roberts of Batnosville, Quebec. Your graduation will be on the 31st of this month, March. You'll be coming out of the United Methodist University, a scientist in waiting, a medical doctor in waiting, she majored in biology and minor chemistry. She is a scientist and she wants to be a surgeon. That's good. She has already determined her future and she worked towards it. That's what it is. Also coming out of United Methodist University, Tony and J. David of ELWA Rehab Community, March 31st. Congratulations to you ladies and the other ones that we can call you by name, but you are in the number. Congratulations to all of you people from Kings 88.5. So that's how we go home for today. Thank you for spicing up the show. Let's do it tomorrow if God permits. The news is on at 6. Join us for that. King's News Bro. And then at 6:50, Isiaka Sharif and Josephine Pello Johnson are in with CDC Hour. And then at 8 o'clock, you already know, the doctor himself, the teacher of the land, the light of the nation, the evangelist, Anthony at Law, A.B. Weir, with Face the Issues. Until tomorrow, if God permits, this is how we go home.
Yeah, 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 oh. Yeah, 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 oh. They broke down our headquarters, but it didn't break our soul. CDC stands stronger, we are ready, we are bold. From West Point to Point 4, from New Crew Town to Congo, all are welcome here, together we will grow. CDC is our party. George Way is our leader, standing proud and hard. This party's for the people, for the common man's fight. CDC is more than a structure. CDC is a way of life. Oh. Hey. We are Shian CDCians and the common people too. We build this new foundation with red, white, and blue. No matter where you're from, no matter who you are, in CDC's big family, you'll always have a part. CDC is our party. George Way is our leader, standing proud and hard. This party's for the people, for the common man's fight. CDC is more than a structure. CDC is a way of life. Steady, 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 love. They try to break us down, but we rise above with unity and hope and our liberty and love. From every street and corner, let this anthem sound. CDC is for everyone, come and gather round. CDC is our party. George Weah is our leader, standing proud and hard. This party's for the people, for the common man's fight. CDC is more than a structure. CDC is a way of life. So let the drums beat, let the people sing from our new headquarters. Let freedom ring. CDC forever, together side by side. All are welcome here with dignity and pride. Show let my show let my show let my show let my.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5.